Hello, loved ones. How are you? Asha aloha. Hello, loved ones. How are you? Asha aloha, my sacred ones. I've missed you. And greetings. Blessed loves, pure light, soulfully shining brightly as we explore the depths of who we are as beings. You and I have come on many journeys together. You've seen me in many colors of my sacred rainbows. I have so many things that have been changing with what I'm working with now, and it is a lot. And I'm thankful because it's easy to get all of this accomplished and to make it happen ASAP. It helps us to be able to integrate with our purposes. And it is a lot. No one really said it was going to be easy. We want it to be easy, and we make it as easy as we possibly can, but in honesty, it's okay to cry, it's okay to feel, and it's okay to heal. We have to find a way to create solutions within our heart's journeys, which means, yes, if the heart does hurt, don't allow yourselves to fall on your face and to bleed out. You have to be able to piece yourself together again. There's not always going to be somebody there to do it, and that's the hard. That's the hard. Is that, coming from a womb, out of the womb, to a place that's not in womb. It's Gaia. And though we are within the womb, some of us feel like, oh, it would be so nice if we had somebody, especially those like me who's a parent. I have a lot of children. And I made my bed, I laid in it, I'm responsible, I accomplished giving birth. I have to accomplish not having a husband at home with me, because I'm doing the responsible part to provide, and each of us have our journey. Another of my children moved in full time, or I don't believe in time, fully now. So there's like huge changes. Like one of my other children, my first marriage that I had, yes, I got married at 18. That being moved to Texas, and it's totally not like as out of that being's character. There's a lot of changes happening, like rapidly, and we have to be strong through it. I'm not going to even like sugarcoat it. Like the recent 2 days have been 4 days, 5, 8, 12 days. Let's just say a whole moon, okay? Ever since that retrograde. Everything's been changing like massively, and it's beautiful changes. Like, it's super positive changes. It's like the kind of changes that are very healing. But I've been shedding tears. Like, there's so much pain happening in different places right now, and there's also so much light and so much happiness happening. And it's a lot to work through as someone who is so sensitive, especially when I'm working through things too. The amount of messages that I'm getting from all of you, loved ones who write me, I can't even keep up with them. I have millions upon millions of messages, and I apologize if I haven't been able to see your message yet. I'm trying. I've been doing this like lotto type thing as a seer, I'm using my intuition, but I'm doing like this like scroll, because I have like millions of messages, so I'm like scroll and touch. And then I've even been having others help me to go through the messages and to just block and delete anyone who's sending me penis pictures. So if you ever even think to send me a penis picture, it's just going to get you blocked. And that's it. And then I'm not going to even know how to find you, because somebody else blocked you for me to prevent my eyes from seeing your penis. But there are some who need help, who need emergency help. And if that's you, the best way that you can get in contact with me is if you go to my website. And my website is heavenscures.org. You can look me up. You can get my phone number, you can get my email, you can write me there, because Facebook doesn't always give me your messages, and I'm sorry about that. And that's why it's taking me a bit to catch up, because I found the hidden folder. Each of you have a hidden folder. And the reason I'm saying this is because it's really important for us to acknowledge each other in these moments. Even though I'm working through so much myself, just today I was given a message, and there's a child who's handicapped reaching out because its parent, who's also in a wheelchair, who is on a lot of the social media networks that we probably are on together, likes to put on makeup and look real pretty with the makeup on. That being is taking its children's money to get itself makeup and do those Facebook things and be like, oh, look, I'm doing my makeup, and now today I'm something else, and then I'm going to put on all these fashionable things. That being is taking its children's food, clothes, and whatever else they need, money, to get that makeup to look good on Facebook. And it's really a lot. It's abusive. It yells at them. It says that it wishes it never had them before, but it's on the light worker channels and networks. It's like literally pretending to be a being of light, yet it's destroying its children, who are also in wheelchairs, who are also without a father to take care of them, and they came from that being's womb. There's so many. One of my co-workers got beaten by somebody on the property over there and got a concussion, you know. So there's a lot of things happening in beings, and we have to make a change. We have to do something, and we have to work together. And as much as like I wanted to take moments to go in my closet and cry and weep, I felt called to come on and give readings and give healings. So I'm going to take a moment to share this out. I will scroll and I will see who wrote messages already. And if you need healing or you need readings or guidance of any sort, please do let me know. There will be a moment around, I don't know what moment I'm going to choose to do it, but I'm going to have to go on to my work, because I have to provide for my family, and when my children sleep is when I work, because that's what I have to do. So let's see. I'm going to share this out to a couple of pages. So if you like to have a healing or a reading, or you know somebody who needs a healing or a reading, or you know a location like New Zealand or the children on the border or your own family, please let me know. Is there, if somebody's suffering, there's certain folks suffering mania and they need help a lot too. Okay. I'm going to show this out really quickly. Thank you for being patiently waiting. I recently had somebody contact me and say a death threat on the children, and it's not going to be able to do that. I've already reported it. Its name is Maria Malkov or something. I'll post it. I don't really feel like it, but yeah, Maja is something else. So I'm protected. It's like forbidden for beings to ever go at me like that. And each of us have to acknowledge our self-worth. You know, when we raise our door and our door to value, we become a lot more protected, and a lot less folk like that mess with us or come around. And the only reason that it did is because his twin flame contacted me and wanted to get friendly, and I said no, because Maja would be hurt by that. And even though they don't talk ever, because he's scared of her, because she's something else. It was a light being, the being who taught me the Russian activations, and is from Russia too. Like the family's from Russia. America kicked her out. They sent her to Russia. She was birthed in Russia, but brought to America at 1. And as after 2013, the brain started to do different things, and it was like after acid overdose, and then it had 2 of them, and just changed completely. Alright, I'm almost done sharing it to certain places. My eyes, I have so many tears, like I don't know how to stop these tears from falling with everything that's happening right now. I'm going to do some prayers for healing now. Anyone and everyone who's working through traumatic situations, with those who are suffering mania, other known as, like, they have anxiety, they're super paranoid, they're working on through feelings like everyone's out to get them, there's some evil forces after them, or something like that. Thank you. I love you too, Valerie. I know I just told y'all like some deep stuff. It's a lot. Like, it's so much. Thank you. I'm so pleased that we found each other. And what a journey to find each other. I feel that the reason that we remember each other and we love each other so deeply is because we've shared so many experiences. We remind each other of home, of our many different types of homes. Sweet dreams in the UK. It's 12:34 a.m. here. Yes, the babies. Yes, protect the babies. Those babies so need help. And all the families that are working through emotional experiences because of maybe TV or commercials or magazines or YouTube or TikToks, whatever is causing that confusion in them, that their souls will be able to find that they exist inside and they don't need to be like others, and they don't need to hurt each other. Thank you, Valerie. Love and big hugs to Kayla. Oh. Thank you. Okay, so Carol, you said that you are needing to get healed from that. Good thing it's not a different type of virus, right? It was a nasty, it floated around, so it's not that virus, but it does So check this out. The cold that went through, and it was like a cold flu kind of thing. For some, it lasted like 2 to 3 weeks. It was like gone, and then it came, and then it gone. And so it's like the idea of what beings were familiar with certain types of little bugs, right? But no, it's a different morphed bug, because there's different morphed things happening with scientists involved and such. So we're looking at our immune system getting stronger and not getting that virus, not getting that sickness. So that's a really positive, that it's not showing on those tests, and that there's not as many deaths happening with the my elbow just to the singing bowl. There. It's less painful. Use the wand. So let me see. It was a little distraction. Good. Thank you, Ari. Oh, thank you. You are all so beautiful. I'm just now reading your messages, FYI. Hey, Sarah. Thank you, Carol. Okay, Valerie, I'd be happy to give you a reading too. Thank you, Carol. I'd be happy to give you healing and some relief. Let me pull some of that out of your chest. I'm going to put light into the inside of your eyes, like the upper area. It's as if you get some moments you have like pain in the top of those areas of your eyes. And so I'm going to bring some light there. It seems like the veins, the way that the veins are. So, and also don't pull your hair so tight, because your crown doesn't like it when you do that all the way. So you're being guided to, I'm sorry if you saw my armpits, I totally forgot to shave them. And I'm being celibate, so I can do that. Your crown needs to be healed, so I'm going to do some healing to the crown, to the sinus areas. You're going to feel some release. Feel free to blow your nose or swallow or let it out, but if you just swallow it, it'll come out and just go out Should feel wellness. See your throat. Your forehead to your crown. bringing that to it. That should feel more well through your heart and the throat chakra. You have to do healing. It has to do with your dad, things from childhood. Valerie, would you like an intuitive reading? Do you want to throw me a thumbs up? I don't think I could see it on my computer one, because I'm on my computer right now. I'm going to give you a reading with my cards. This is my deck. I don't think you could see it on this thing unless I could close. This is my own deck that I've created, and I just got my order of boxes in, and my stickers, and the papers, and all I have to do next is buy the ink, and then I'm going to print them myself, and then I'm going to poke in the Braille with my own hands. I think I'm going to use a pointed crystal to poke in the Braille into my tarot cards, my Oracle tarot cards I've created. That's right, I mixed them, and I added extra cards. And yeah, and I have them in activation codes for Braille, for those who need them, who cannot see them, so that they can feel them. So that's sweet, and that's honorable, and that's not leaving anybody out. And then, for those who can't, who also can't see, they get to hear the frequencies. So I'm making YouTube videos with the frequencies from my cards, so that those who can't see can hear, and even you can hear the frequencies. Alright. Let's see. Shows that you have to. Oh, so right now you're working. If they're pulling things out of your heart. So right now, what you're working on is doing the release, but there's like light shining through. So you're comprehending the situations, the experiences, and you're acknowledging those who are present, which is great. That's super perfect. And within the centering expansion, which means that you're acknowledging your elegance, which is beautiful, because you do have beautiful elegance also. And you're also identifying your core. Some might call it masculine and feminine. I don't see gender difference. I see the soul as a soul. I see the multiple incarnations as multiple incarnations, and the comprehension of why we have these kinds of behaviors and actions that were stereotyped to cause limitations, ignorance, and confusion, and limitations to creations. In all honesty, the reincarnated souls, we've not only had vaginas, we've come through with penises before too in other incarnations. And that doesn't make us masculine or feminine, that makes us souls. And your soul has a lot of experiences, and you're not only human, you're from other womb planets also, other wombs, that they call planets. So your soul can activate in certain ways, and I'm gonna do a heart activation to help you release from the back left shoulder. I want you to breathe in and sing. As much as you are able to. And then breathe in really deeply and exhale. Nina Lisa, shakara on the visions. Naferun Trauma Payena Awaputa Yena so Nafana Nakan Ana Namat Abayini Karauna She Asava 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 yeah. Oh, you'll feel that right through there. Yay. Thank you, Sarah. You know what I was shown is that message I gave when I first began the video about the parent who's taking its children's checks to help them be fed and clothed and cared for, to do makeup and go on Facebook videos, on the Lightworker social media group chats, that there's other children who went through that. You know, and I want you to look into that. Are you one of those children? Did you experience that growing? Did one of your parents take from you? I was a child who I got money, and I didn't even realize until I was about to be 18 that my father told me I had a bank account with lots of money saved up for me. And when I went to go get that money so I could go to college and get my first car, my mother stole all that money. She also stole all the money from the lawsuit when I slipped on the floor and broke my leg in a movie theater. My mother stole that money from me. And I had to pay for my own college. I had to start working to go to college. My mother-in-law was nice enough at that time, or in those moments, to help me to get books and things. But I went through that too, and it's hard. I was a child model and actress, and I did things. You know, it was like child labor if you work as a child actor and model. So if you've ever had your family take from you your earnings, what you deserve to have as a child, if you needed food and you needed clothes or you needed anything and you were not provided for because your parent decided to provide for themselves instead, then you acknowledge you need to cry for yourself. Someone needs to cry for you. You have to open up and tell your story. Because when others are empathetic for your experience, or you're empathetic for somebody else's experience, and you're crying for them, and you realize you're crying for them so deeply because it happened to you, well, that's a huge amount of healing, because you were giving them so much compassion, so much moral support, beautiful advice, guidance, and help, reassurance, and solutions, real solutions at work. That in that journey of helping them heal, we heal. You heal. We get to heal because we're doing something about it. Though it may not be for us in that moment, it's for somebody else, and for somebody else is somebody else, because when we stop that line of ancestral patterns, we end that poison. And let that be a lesson to us all in the purest light. I'm going to scroll up. Thank you for the love. It says 334. Oh, that is so beautiful. You said that, Ari. Oh, I got love light chills. So that is a beautiful integration. That means that, wow, you have to heal through your lower back pain too. So what I'm being shown is that you have to do a liver detox. Liver detox? Liver, kidney, inner organs. Liver detox. What about kidneys? not the kidneys, the liver detox. And what else? Your bladder. You want to so what you should be doing is getting some alkaline, because you have to take care of yourself, and that's really important. You have to hydrate with pure water. So make sure it has minerals and alkaline. Eat alkaline nourishments, lots of alkaline, fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, everything fresh, nothing cooked. When it comes to vegetation, just means you have to chew extra. Or you could just let it soak in your mouth and then you swallow it, and it's really good for you too. It does a nice detox. Stay away from the gluten. Stay away from sugars. If you want sugar or something sweet, honey is a natural solution for that. It's very pure. And agave. But the raw sugar cane, and check the food, check everything you're going to receive. Seeing that's really important for you right now. And with your sun connection, it looks like so your grandmother on the other side said it was 2 grandpas before. It says it's your great-great-grand. I want to say grandpappy. But it's a great-great-grandparent to you. And that is coming from your great-great-grandmother, who's in the light and did not choose to come through yet. Not all of them are wanting to. So with that, you being the grandchild of the one that you gave birth to, it's like the heart has to heal through past trauma and grief. Your great-great-grandpa was in battles, or grandparent was in during the war, different war. I see the Holocaust and different things like that that were occurring that caused effects to the heart. And not only that, there was different battles, and I don't like battles. Even the fact that now look at the places that have to get saved, and the souls that need to be saved in those unneeded battles. So you as a parent must protect that being. Try to keep them away from guns and knives. I tried for mine, but when they've had past experiences as those who would go to battle, they tend to feel comfortable with blades and feel comfortable with guns. You got to be really careful how you teach them and how they respect themselves and others, and that they don't seek to harm. I do see fish, the sea, the ocean, the sand as a perfect distraction for your babe. Aquatic things, yeah. That's a beautiful moment to be birthed. If you want to send me, Ari, in my messages, the full name and the birthday, I'll give you the life path number and information about your creation too, and your relationship together. I don't really need all that, but if you want the life path number, because you are showing me the numbers, it would be good for you to learn how to do that too. It's a nice thing to do for others, to teach them about themselves. Very welcome. I need to go on to my Uranum pretty soon here, like now, before I get too tired. But I love you, and I'll be on here. But what I'm gonna do is a sound bath, sound healing, and I'm gonna use my phone and go onto my actual work account. Go live on it. 3, 2, 1. Here it is. What's happening? Asha, loved ones, thank you for being present. Thank you for joining. Prayers of light, pure love, expansion of bliss. within, expanded. A lot is occurring right now. So what we are being guided to do is to work through these experiences as souls who are centered, who are aligned, who are rooted deeply, yet fully expanded and able and ready to be able to move forward and not backwards. It's a lot. I'm going to say it again. We must be deeply expanded. We must move forwards and not backwards. Even if we are working through healing from the past traumas and the experiences from the past, what we do now is very, very important for the movement forward. We must not move backwards. We must only move forwards. And it's not a joke. We are given many choices. Right now, the choices that we have, we must see them, identify them, comprehend them, not fear them, but be strong in our decisions. And trust that our decisions have purpose. If they don't have purpose, then why do you decide those choices? If you've made choices recently that have caused you to fall and fumble and feel as if you are worthless and none can care, know that we love you. I love you. Creation loves you. So many do. The ones who watch you, the guardians, the ancestors, the arcane creators, love and care deeply. But you must pick yourselves up, because we must. Hi, loved one. I get that. We must be strong moving forwards, resilient and mighty in our ways. We don't need to ask questions. If we ask questions, they better make sense. Do not doubt ourselves. Don't say, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. I do know, I do know, I do comprehend. Yes, I comprehend. We have to find our answers inside of us and stop looking at everyone else to help us. As easy as that is, with as many beings that are readily available to help everyone right now, at all moments, we have risen. Yes, we have risen. But we are all working through our stuff. Every single one of us. Like, I was coming online like every night almost, right? And then it was like, oh, look, there's that wave. And I'm like, okay, I'm surfing. Hey, everyone, I miss you. I love you. But you gotta ride this wave for a moment, because the waves, if we don't ride them, we have to pick ourselves up again. We have to ride these waves to safety. As our souls are expanding, our wisdom is growing, our strength, our abilities, we become like mighty light beings capable of amazing sacred actions. But if we live in fear, or we live in the past, is it going to help our future or our present? Nay, not. No, it will not in those ways be beneficial to the journey of confidence moving forward. Okay. Beautiful pep talk. So we have the sacred Leo Luna energies, integrations with Leo, which is also integrated with La Sol, which we know that when the full moon is shining, it's because we see the sun shining also within La Luna, the integration. Both lights making love together, shining brightly, intentionally, expansionally. And we're attracting now abundance and prosperity with this, is what now is. So it's the intention moon, snow moon also, in some places. We have so much to do to prepare for this, and it's coming on Wednesday. Jax, I see you. I'd be happy to answer your question if you'd be happy to gift I with a loving offering or a compassionate offering. You don't have to do it lovingly if that's a lot to ask from you. I'm going to give Catheter a card. It says that you, darling, are shining very brightly, and you've not been dimming yourself to fit in for any of them in those ways. Not 3 of them, just 3 of them. That's because it's a different group of 3. It shows working with malachite with prosperity. Shows that the abundance within the positivity is flowing in, remaining positive, remaining assertive to the positivity, focusing on the planets that make sense to you. So with the Vedic astrology, you look at who's present. And I want you to dive into the Vedic, expanding, learning, growing, and then teaching, and continuing to be. Yeah, hi, love to freedom. Hi, darling, that's a beautiful name. Hello, loved ones. Oh, thank you, Jax. Okay, thank you for that. I apologize that M rejected you. That does not feel comfortable. Let me see. So M is working through trials and grief, loss of proposals. So it looks like it has to do with business related, career choices, wanting to change things. I see little ones also in the side, like little children. Like I see 2 little children on the side behind what looks like a black curtain, like a charcoal curtain, connected to M. Looks like the family also. They're not connected to you in the same way. They have too much going on. Maybe if you, no, it would be too much for your heart. I'm sorry, darling. I could see if there's going to be a way for that being to open up to you. But usually you have somebody else who's meant for you if you did go that extra mile and they were not interested. And in my heart, it feels like that's not the being that's supposed to be with you. The one that I see that is supposed to be with you is way happy, has a beautiful soul, and the hair is like, it likes to do it like that, and then like that, and it's really, the energy is nice, the soul is happy, and there's a pureness, and you have to have someone who's somewhat pure to be around you. I feel like that will help you soften, and that being will love you and not turn you away. You do need to work on some things, and so kind of write a list about the things that you think that you need to work on and what you feel like they need to have ready for you when they come to you, because the being that I'm seeing who makes sense for you, it reminds me of the energy of Krishna, or of Ainana, very loving, not of Ainana, but of Krishna, pertaining to the freedom in the heart, the openness, the compassion. Hi, love to freedom. I'm happy to answer your request. If you could please offer I a sacred donation or offering for that to be gifted, and I would be happy to tell you. Thank you very much. Do I see a wife or material around you somewhere? Are you not husband material yet? Let me see. You're going to feel my presence. Please don't freak out. I'm going to scan you. It looks like 3 to 4 years would be good for you, because you have the reason. I'm going to give you the reason why. It could be sooner, but you have to work on it. Is your choice of friends, and has a lot to do with your friends. Like, you need each other and you're there for each other. You having a wife relationship would change your experiences in that freedom, and you have to be ready. Like, even though you're like, I'm ready, you're not ready all the way yet, because you still have that connection to work through with your friends. You're still working through things. Friends are helpful to work through things. They're helpful to talk to get through experiences, and you'll start to comprehend, well, you're not as much like them once you start to become more and more ready to get into that marriage moment. Because once you get into that marriage, it's going to be like hard work and play and love making and children making and cooking and loving together and growing together and nurturing each other, just like a real marriage should be, where you actually love each other. No, the 2 children are children that are promised. So there's 2 children that are meant to come through, and that's why they're the children that I saw Jax with, that love it, is behind a cloth. So the charcoal cloth or the black cloth. That cloth represents the other realms. So you're aware. The other, it's the veil. It's like multiple veils. If you imagine like inside of a womb, right? For them to come out of the womb, they got to go through the cervix. It's a whole, it's like a thick layer, and that's what I'm looking at there, is that there's 2 children who are going to come through to that being, and that they're waiting, and that they're behind that color veil means that that being's working through its own stuff. It's got to work through that to get so it can be light enough for them to even want to even be able to come through, because of what that being's working through. What is Krishna? Google search it. Google search Krishna. It's a loved light being who I remember incarnating with. And I remember being inside of Krishna, and as Krishna in some moments. It's really part of our soul journey to comprehend who Krishna is, just as much as you comprehend who Yeshua was, or Allah, or Muhammad, or Buddha, or Ainana, or Isis, or Mat, or Kuan Yin, or Mary, or the archangels, or Lucifers, or any of them, you know, any Hades, Osiris, Horus, you know, any of the souls who've come through and experienced this. If you take moments to really comprehend when their names are mentioned, then you can comprehend that they each had a really good heart, a beautiful heart, and they loved creation so deeply, and they were very open, very loving, and very compassionate beings, offering help and guidance to those who were in need, and also actual healing abilities to help bring about what was necessary to help. And is very loving, and that's what that being reminds me of, is someone who's open and loving, compassionate, and can be healing for the heart when needing to be healed. No, not Joe. Not Joe. No, I didn't say that. No. It's like you have to be with your friends, and when you're ready to be with the being, you'll be with that being. And and eventually your friends will also all have their families, and then you could be friends again together. But you know, it's a lot to get married to somebody and to have a friendship with the homies, and because once married, you're going to be together more than you are together with your friends, and the friends feel that, and you feel that, and it's not the same. It's not going to be the same laughs. You can't sit there and look at beings' booties and breasts as they walk by, or crotches, or eyes, or whatever that you are interested in then or now. It's not going to be the same then, because you'll probably more be interested in your loved ones, if you're happy in your marriage. Yes, M is going to have 2 children. They're behind the veil. But M has to heal. Some of them, yes, yeah. Some of the children, they wait, and then they get to come in. And it's nice when they get that option to come in. Some stay as souls. Like, I have spiritual children. My kids have seen them. I was really surprised when my children saw one of them who has a mohawk. It has a literal mohawk. One of my spiritual children, because I had miscarried. That one was removed, and but not ever removed. That loved one wanted to be with me and has been a guardian and protector for me, and has not chosen to come through my womb again. Not yet. I believe that it's like super happy in the realms that they're at, you know. Not always do they have to come through us again. So if there's any others who would like to have any messages, because I gotta get to bed soon. If you chose not to have children, I see one child who just has to come through you. Just has to. It just has to. And it's a choice, but I believe that when you get to that moment, you're going to acknowledge that that child has to come through you. And it's not going to be the same. We change the way that we feel about certain things when it comes to that, you know. Not always do we remain as concerned in those ways. I like how you put that, love to freedom. Yeah, the doctors told me at 17 I wasn't going to be able to give birth to children naturally without getting some sort of medical help, because my blood type, because I don't have a human blood type. And they lied, because I got pregnant a bunch. I've had like 12 pregnancies, maybe 13. Maybe 14. But I have like 4 of them that came through and went to school. I've driven in my cars, you know. I've my spiritual children too, but those ones, like they got certificates and diplomas and report cards and things. But it happens, you know, it does. Pregnancy happens, and I feel like when you're ready, you're gonna be like, oh, it's past that moment that maybe some would want to have children, but you're going to do it. That soul feels like your twin. It feels like the other piece of your pie. It feels like and looks like someone who's going to hold your hand when you need them most, when you don't have anyone else there. It's going to take care of you and make sure that you're okay when you need help, when you need somebody there, if you need someone there to stand by your side and to support you and to be there for you. Even though they come through as children, they really truly are protectors and guardians to us, which is amazing. I have found they really are our guardians too, as much as we are theirs also. Maybe not as much as we are theirs, but they try, which is pretty awesome. Okay, what level of light body has your body? Let me see. Looks like 60. I don't believe in the limitation of 5D or 3D or 2D, because there's so many dimensional levels present. So when you ask me, thank you for asking in that way, what level are you in now? What I saw is what you are able to see, hear, feel, and experience. And it looks like 60. Because you can see you can see also some aura colors. You can feel you're also very sensitive. You're even being more careful in what you receive, and what you're saying and what you're doing. So that shows a heightened peak of development. I'm again going to say I don't believe in the limitation of 5D, 4D, and 3D. I do believe in the expansion, that there's multiple black holes. There's multiple heavens, there's multiple realms, there's multiple existences that exist in the multi-realms of existences. We cannot illusion ourselves to believe that there's only a couple of dimensions that exist, and it doesn't make sense. It's part of the confusions and the confusers that we have to be careful for. But pertaining to how much you see, I'd say that you see about 6-dimensional levels. And feel. So 6-dimensional levels, feeling, hearing, seeing. And you feel touch. You also feel like you get touched. You can actually connect with some beings, that you can read their thoughts on some of them, which is pretty beautiful. It shows that you are not human either. You're also multi-species being. Many beings are hybrids. Many beings are multi-species beings within Earth. I call Gaia, I call this womb, the sacred, divine womb, a melting pot of creation. Hi, Be Presence. Thank you. I'm going to do some sound healing now, if that's okay, if you have any questions. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, I felt like that. Oh, thank you, Jax. Yes, you can ask another question. I'm happy to answer questions as long as you're giving me offerings. Otherwise, I'm gonna start doing healings and singing, which I love to do too. Hi. Yes, I have been riding the wave, darling. I've been being one with the wave, if I guess you can call it that. You felt that your ex-in was the person you were supposed to be with. Your ex-in was a soul's partner, so you two were together in two recent incarnations. You've definitely made family together. So if you felt like, oh, I'd be okay with having a family with that one, it's because you've done that before. I noticed that when we've had families with our loved ones before, and we reincarnate and we find each other again, that we love them so deeply, we want to make more babies with them, and it's hard to pull out, it's hard to say no. Thus the love to freedom, oops, message, if it happens, it happens. Because of that passion, because of missing each other's souls so much. Like, can you imagine being married and then losing each other and then finding each other again and then being different and not the same? Because that's what happens, and those are called, some of them call them karmic relationships. I like to call them healing relationships, because we heal our relationship with ourselves through those experiences, and we also heal our relationships with them if we can be conscious about those relationships. If you know what a conscious relationship is, that's saying, I'm not going to blame you for my emotions. It's very easy. And I'm not going to expect you to be who you were in the other incarnation, or to be who I want you to be in those ways. No expectations. I'm not going to limit you from how much you can love me or I can love you. That's hard to do for me. because I can't always be touched by others, because I'm like, I glow, like I have so much energy in me already that when somebody touches me, it feels like I'm like, it's like too much, and I get like, it's like I can't do that. But so, you know, being celibate's nice, because then I don't have to hurt anyone's feelings. And my loved ones who I do allow to touch me, they know not to put their energy into me unless it's all light, and not with like intentions to possess me or control me or to hurt me or to send their hurt into me. What psychic abilities have I awakened so far? Let me see. Jack says, yeah, it's a lot to work through. Oh, be present. Let me see. Okay, so what I want you to do, I'm gonna teach you something. You know how the other things work that we talked about, like the prayers and things to do certain things? I want you to do something. So I want you to get a map. I want you to rip around it, just the island. You just want to do the island that you're going to be moving to. And I'd like you to draw a circle. And the area that looks the most comfortable for you, that looks cost effective to you, just draw a circle in that area. And then I want you to go and I want you to put candles around it, and I want you to point to it without looking, without thinking. Just point to it, and then draw a circle around where your fingertip pointed to. And that is the area that you're going to find your home in. And I do believe in magic. And if it's pure magic, like pure light. I don't believe in black magic, but I believe in light magic. Because I don't believe harming others is kind, and that's why I don't believe in the other. But I do believe in the actions of alchemizing the situations for improvements. Yeah, so it's like a natural listening to your own instincts, not using your brain but using your instincts. So working with the map, it'll be really easy because it'll be the entire island that you're looking at. You'll already have a pretty good idea of what the vicinity is that you want to have the home in, and you're going to work with your own inner intuition to where it's going to be at. It's growing and developing abilities, which each of us should be working on. Love to freedom. What psychic abilities have I awakened so far? In myself, this is another reason that I've been crying so much, and that it's been a lot for me. I've been upgraded so much, like to the point where I can't even stop my my transformations. Like I can't stop myself from glowing. I can't stop my pupils from turning into like cat eyes, or not cat eyes, but like the pupil, it goes elongated, or they just go like really tiny where you can't even see them, and it's just a speck, or else they go like elongated, they get like, and it's a lot to work through, because when it happens, I'm seeing a lot, like the amount of what I'm seeing now is so much. And I drive, like I'm a licensed driver. I drive a car. So can you imagine like driving and then like seeing like multiple layers of layers upon layers upon layers upon layers, and then like the energy of all of that, and then like acknowledging those who are out there working through things, those who need help, what's happened under the land, over the land, the animal beings that may have gotten hit on the road, having to free their souls, and knowing like all kinds of things. Like it's a lot to be somebody who's so psychic and so sensitive as a seer, and I've always been this way. I think not the last, but when I first came into acknowledging that I wasn't just like everyone else, it hurt a little bit because others didn't understand what I was working through, seeing so much. And I missed a lot of school because my health, my stomach would shut down when because I would solve murders. Like, I started solving murders in elementary school, like I think it was like 3rd grade. No, it was like, yeah, it was in, I don't remember. I was like really little. I think I was in and out of the hospital in 4th grade. So I think it was in 4th grade that I started to see more defined so what was happening to them. And my intestines started to shut down. I became very sensitive to energy. I couldn't eat regular food. I ate like a bird because my intestines don't digest food the same way. Like, I can't eat animals. It just doesn't digest them. And they call it IBS, Irritable Bowel Syndrome. So if you're like suffering stress or depression or emotional things, or you just lost somebody, your intestines may shut down. Like literally, just like they're supposed to be doing this and they just stop, or they just go slower, or the liquid inside them doesn't work the same way because you're not hydrating the same, or because you're not breathing the same, or because you're not taking moments to work through that situation and that experience. So I had to learn how to work through that. And thankfully, my temple that I worked at, I worked at as a child at a temple. I prophesied there, and I was a healer there. So I was able to be a seer. I did dream interpretations. I also read the souls who were there. I knew how to pray for them. I would heal them. And so I had a nice outlet to be this special, like, being. And I got good money in school doing palm readings, and I got a lot of money at school for my abilities. But now with this new upgrade, my sensitivity levels have peaked a lot more. And things that maybe I would have wanted to do before, I'm not doing the same now. I am taking better care of myself, and my loved ones are also experiencing my upgrades because I'm more on it. You know, I'm not just gonna let others walk on me. I am aware and have attuned discernment of what I need to do, as each of us must. And that's what now is about, is what I learned, is that we can't just lay there and accept being mistreated by others. We have to do something about it, especially as loved ones. It was a lot to go through. I wasn't lonely. I saw Yeshua. Yeshua used to come to me. I saw Yeshua. I was always singing heaven. I danced with archangels. My balloons, you know, like those helium balloons, they would float in my room around me. The balloons don't really go down. Like, when I get balloons, they last like almost a whole year, some of them, like 12 moons. And many moons, and they move around and they come. So I always I always felt connections with the archangels. Like, they would lift me up, and I'd be floating, and I'd be dancing with them in my room. I had some good friends on my street, in my neighborhood too, that were into my seeing spirits, and they loved, some might call it creepy, but it's not creepy to me. I find it very healing to teach others not to be afraid of those in the other realms, in the multi-realms. Jax, I don't feel like you're supposed to be with In. In's not on the same level as you are. I feel that you are. It looks like you're supposed to be with someone who who has a G in their name, and who was birthed before you and has stability and will take care of you the way that you need to be taken care of. Hi, Mountain Fairy. Like, honorably so. Okay. You want to have a pick a card. Okay, right now I'm doing the pick a card, and I will get to you soon. Do this first. I'm going to use the very informative deck that has truths that may surprise you. Thank you for the offering, Mountain Fairy. Okay, let's see. Shows that you are working through sensitive emotions. You have to take moments to work through what you're experiencing. So even though it seems like a lot and it feels like you're getting choked up, if you don't deal with it, and I was just talking about this, it will affect your sacral. So it shows that your sacral needs healing right now. So I'm going to do a frequency healing for you if you want. But you need to ask for help. Like, you need to call in for extra help, extra care. It shows your sacral and your solar plexus, both of them, that whole area right there. Yes. Shows that you have to work on removing the mental conflict. So you're asking about your friends, and it shows that there's no need for mental conflict concerning that being, but that being is working on its own experience. No, just stay strong. Be strong. As long as you continue to move forward, that being cannot affect you or ill-affect you. Do not let them get to you. Remain in a safe center. I'm going to do a sacral solar healing really quickly so that you can have some confidence. Yeah, I do see you taking a journey. It's as if it's like a long-awaited vacation. On that journey, I do see you having to practice awareness. I do see the stars. It's like the stars are really, really, really bright. And you get messages. They're called downloads. Some call them upgrades, some call them downloads. But I see as you're gazing that you'll receive that light. So you need to be able to give yourself an allotted amount of moments to go away on a journey so that you can get the information that you need. You need upgrades or downloads. I believe you call them downloads. Releasing the idea that you have to wait for somebody else and take the moment now to choose you. Releasing authority so that you can regain control of yourself. Does that make sense? With the journey, yes. With the journey, when you're on the journey, I see you wanting, sorry, I'm removing the heartache though when I'm doing that. I see you wanting to move when you're on that journey. It's going to be that aha moment, like this, I need more of this. This is what's going to happen. So yes, I do see you making a move. The authority is what you're releasing from, what you're letting go of is those who had authority over you, and that you have to regain authority over yourself. You can't let others take from you. It's just positive movement forward with the number 8, which is infinite. Infinite. So that shows a lot of light, a lot of magnificence, and a journey. It even has a journey, like the literal journey card came in. An actual journey. I see. Let me see if it's social services that you're looking at letting go. There's a handful of them that have affected you. So what I'm seeing is, when you said social services, I do see a social worker, and what I just did is I moved the energy from that social worker, from you, like from your, and then from around, and seeing what I can do, because it feels like the heart, it feels like really big, like in the heart, like that being is confused. I believe that it doesn't comprehend you all the way. They won't give you too much, they won't give you trouble. Just make sure you do all the paperwork that you need to take care of what you have to. Just take care. You got to dot the I's and cross the T's. And I pray heart healing for them. Doing that to you is a lot. Oh. Yeah, so there's certain things that you need. It's going to be a therapist for your child, and for you too. I'm not saying you need therapy, but it looks good in the court, and it helps the kids also to heal. They'll have somebody to talk to, and I feel like you also need someone to communicate with. There is the loss that you're having to heal through from that, and so you have to do divine soul heart healing, which is where you practice I am worthy, I am loved, I have my loved one, I am not alone, they will not remove my loved one from me, I am loved, I am worthy, I am not alone, I have my loved ones with me who are meant to be with me. The loss is already, like, you already went through that. It's just positive change, movement forward. You don't have to worry about it. Just make sure that you get yourself on a place where you have all your paperwork accomplished. No. Mountain Fairy says no. Says no, you're not going to lose your babe. You just gotta, no, that's the thing. You have to take authority of yourself to make the movements forward necessary to move. Oh, heart healing prayers. Oh, yes, Mountain Fairy, a therapist for your child and a therapist for you, or just a counselor or someone you can talk to who you love, who loves you too. Oh, you're welcome to reach out to me also if you want to write me. I can give you sound advice and guidance and communication and comfort, and I'm sending you some healing. Can you feel that, Princess? And all of you who are also present, Hashem, sending in big healings. All my loves, I need to get to bed. It was really nice to get to see you again. I've missed you on this journey. Sweet dreams, my loves. Take care. Okay, I'm not going to hang up on you. I'm going to look on here and see who left me messages. I am going to go tinkle really fast. I know you don't need to know all that. So I could read your messages and I could respond to you. I just had to close the other one out because I'm not allowed to read from my Facebook profile when I'm on my my work account profile, because I would get in trouble by them. There would be somebody telling me that I'm not supposed to be doing that on there. They would literally turn off the video for a moment and come on and tell me that, and then I have to say sorry and that I'll be more careful, you know. So I'm being more careful, and I will see you soon. I'll let you listen to one of my songs. Let me see. I just want to go do this really fast. Dream Tempest. Okay, this is my song, Dream Tempest. Probably doesn't sound the same on the laptop. Okay, I'll see you soon. I'm here. Okay. I'm gonna turn that off now. Very welcome. Thank you for being thankful. Hi, Roydan. You said you've been working with Apollo. Oh, that's so sweet. I had one of Apollo's belts. No, wait, it was, who was it? Was it Caesar's army? Was it Apollo? No, I think it was from Caesar's army. Sorry. No, I didn't have one of Apollo's belts. But Apollo's lovely. Very, very fluid. So I am not a channel or a channeler. I am a light being. I am me. And I know that some beings do that kind of stuff, but I don't do that. But I can ask if Apollo wants to talk. I can see. You know? When I'm looking for Apollo, I'm seeing somebody who's already been reincarnated and is in a vessel and is not very, very tall yet, is still being taken care of by family. And so that's where Apollo's at. And the soul is in there, doing okay. You know what's interesting is that there's so many of us who are reincarnated now. It's like I'm not even like amused anymore, but I find it beautiful though. No, Apollo is not the god of the sun and light. Sorry, honey. No. But if you feel that, that's beautiful for you, like in your perception. But in my perception, Apollo did not come before I did, or before others that I've seen in the beginning of creation in the heavens, or in the other planets that I remember. I do remember Apollo some, but Apollo's not nearly as from the, how do I explain that? From the moments of the beginning of creation. Apollo was created from creators' creations. Greetings, Pearl. You want to see your grandson? Will you see your grandson soon? Let me see. Yes, but it's not going to be like soon, but I do see you seeing your grandson soon. Seeing your grandson's really happy to see you. The smile is really beautiful. Heart healing has to happen, like big heart healing, but with that smile, that's heart healing enough. And you know, forgiveness happens in our integrations with our loved ones. Anything that happened in the past that is not necessary to bring forth to the present is able to be healed in those ways, in such beautiful ways. So thankful. If somebody could do protections for me right now, I'd be very thankful. Protections against any attacks or harm or ill intentions. So yes, you'll see the grandson. The grandson will see you. It'll be beautiful. Gita. What is overlays? I'm like, what is that? Margie says, you have felt a shift from within. You're not sure what direction your soul needs to walk now. You're feeling connected also to divinity. Yay. But no, Margie, that is not lost. Oh, sorry, I'll speak English, because that is broken English. Know that one is not lost. That on the path and the journey, there are many paths and roads that lead home. And you did not wander too far off the path. The path is right there under your feet. Maybe you don't recognize the surroundings, but the path is there. Trust the path. You inspired me to bring these sacred singing bowls so I can help you heal. So, because I brought them out because you wrote me a message and asked me, I'm going to do those now. You'd like to have a card? Pearl. Shows door to romance with the number 33. Wait. opening up to being loved by a beautiful soul who wants to be very connected to you. Hi Stacy, I'd be happy to give you some guidance. Let me see. Okay, so there's a whole lot going on with your the solutions that help you to feel happy. I'd like you to write down, maybe. So deep sea, Dead Sea salt bath, rose petals, lavender, you can make sage butter too. So you want to bathe in them, you want to cleanse in them, you want to add them to things, you want to get crafty and creative with it. But increasing your self-worth is increasing the kind of healing work and protection work you're willing to do. Because you have to be safe also. It looks like you need to feel protected and safe to do and as you please. And you're working on your own goals, which is really beautiful. But you should probably start, I'm seeing you having to save, and I'm seeing a big change happening. I'm seeing a new relationship, also fancy car. I believe it's the big fancy car, but you will get to utilize it if you want to. Thank you. I'm so excited. Everyone, I can't rest. Sun. I love singing bowls too. Thank you. That's really sweet. Shalom ones. Oh, my sweet. I'm gonna go to bed. Shalom. Sweet dreams and glad waking. Enjoy the day. I want to see how many. I'm going to envision 5 doves, like white birds, beautiful 5 doves flying over the places that you may be at as a sign for those who are awake, whatever type of white birds you have there, as a sign of my presence. And if it happened, I want you to tell me that it happened on this video. And I'm going to visualizing it before I go to bed. And intentionally see if I can make that happen. And if it does, please let me know. Okay. Sweet dreams, my loves. Keep your smiles up.